that apparently the Queen used to be a single unit like a mothership back in the day, Pig. Like way, like they were experimenting with the Queen just being like the one thing that the Zerg had in their entire army. But anyway, in the bottom right from Dragon Phoenix Gaming, this is Jieshi.
And his opponent, the veteran in the top left side of the map. He's been in the game for a long time, and he's got a lot of tricks up his sleeve. In the blue, it's Invictus Gaming's MacSed.
So what could have been a cool feature, maybe if it maybe spent a little bit more time in the oven, is that Queen kind of was a little bit of like a mothership core. And apparently, according to tech structures, you could morph the Queen into different things. So it'd be like a hero unit, basically, like a super unit.
Yeah, I kind of, there is like a really elitist part of me that's just like, that's not StarCraft. Like I always hated the mothership core, and even the mothership I don't mind, I guess, because it doesn't do that much, right, at high level. But yeah, I don't know. There's part of me that, well, I guess what I didn't enjoy as much in some of like the Heart of the Swarm levels was like when it felt like you were playing Diablo, where you're just running around with Kerrigan, like dodging abilities and stuff like that, like doing these little mini boss fights. Yeah. I like playing other games like that, but it just felt a bit like it moved away from what I felt like RTS normally is. But then again, who knows? That's maybe just my old man. I don't like change. Oh, the Facebook overlay, the UI changed. I can't complain about politics anymore like I used to. I can't find the menu, you know. I could just be, you know, rocking on my chair and just complaining for the sake of it.
I'm already rocking in my chair right now. The only thing that's missing is, you know, a big floppy outdoor hat and a sawn-off. Like, that's all I'm missing from the full picture. But we do have the 2-gate opening for both players here. Just going for their pylons. And looks like we've got a pylon hidden down here at 6 o'clock for Jieshi. It's not a proxy. It's just a want to keep guessing on the pylon kind of situation. It happens a lot in PvP.
Oh, did that get spotted? It did.
It did, yeah.
Very
Great
nice.
scout there for MacSed.
We'll double back there probably to check it later. And it's very likely that MacSed didn't realize it got spotted. Now, MacSed does go Stargate at home. So it's 2 Stalker into Stargate. No 3rd or 4th Gateway unit. Meanwhile, Jieshi goes 2 Stalker into 2 Sentry and a Nexus. So Jieshi's solid, standard, expand build. MacSed going a little greedy because he's not building those extra Gateway units. He's kind of like, I'm going to get the tech units and the expansion at the same time.
All right, we got a couple sentries coming out here for Jieshi, just a regular expand composition. Speaking of the sentry, Pig, did you know that the sentry was initially a flying unit called the Star Relic? Yeah. The Star Relic, it was during the Wings of Liberty alpha stages, but eventually got replaced by the Stasis Orb. Stasis is an ability. They called the unit a Stasis Orb. Which eventually became the Sentry. So the Star Relic became the Stasis Orb, which turned into the Nullifier, which became the Disruptor, which isn't the Disruptor you think of, it's just the name of the Sentry. The Sentry was called the Disruptor. And then the Disruptor became the Sentry, and the Disruptor came back as a different unit. Okay, Pig, over to you.
Wow. Okay, well, looking for a free pylon snipe is MacSed, has literally 0 defense at home. MacSed is gambling right now, dude. If there was a bunch of Stalkers running into his base, he'd be in trouble. Even this, it could get him in trouble.
Good catch. That's a Stalker kill right there.
Not worth a pylon.
Definitely not. Yeah, the other Stalker should escape, but yeah, not good.
Battery and 2 Stalkers. Oh, Jieshi's on point right now.
He's really locked things down, and MacSed can't really find an angle. He's got the shield battery back at home. I don't think it's going to take too much damage here, but again, like Jieshi out on his side of the map and in the middle of the map is winning scraps, winning battles.
Stalker Sentry guarding the natural there. Second Oracle's coming in though. They could dive in. 2 Stalkers, 2 Sentries will clean him up quick. And if he bypasses to the main though, oh, he's just going to dive it.
Yeah. And he comes, gets 2 probes there. Actually kills sentries really quickly as well, but probes are the squishier, softer underbelly of the Protoss that's easier for these sentries to just annihilate.
I think if it's sentries on their own, with even just 1 Stalker, it would have been a great fight, but yeah, especially with the shield battery now on the low ground that I see that, I guess a very good choice to not fight the sentries 100% then. Blinking +1 for MacSed. Blink is further ahead though for Jieshi. And getting the Oracles out before Blink is finished, a good idea. can try to deny that third base. Is there already a probe there for Jieshi? Is he going to drop a third Nexus at 5 minutes? Oh, my lord.
Oh, boy. Yeah, that is a quick third. My goodness. My goodness. Down it goes. I'm scouted here by the oracles of MacSed, but of course, Jieshi has got his eyes on the prize, and that is a very, very strong mid game with a hefty economy to back it up. MacSed is probably going to have to be forced to do something. I mean, he's just going to be behind if he just sits back and takes the third Nexus. Got to think about what he can do to slow down Jieshi on his side of the map. I think it's going to have to rely pretty heavily on, honestly, just these oracles.
Yeah, he's already set up a few stasis traps around, which is a good idea. Definitely needs to get just constantly warping in Stalkers, because I don't think MacSed has any sentries, so it's going to be pure blink. Now, he does have a +1 advantage on the way, of course, does MacSed, and this army is moving forward. Yeah, pure blink here for MacSed. Attacks his own assimilator, a slight mistake there. Does he have a battery on the third? I don't think he does, and this attack's almost there, unspotted.
Yeah. Yeah, that might be a cancel on that Nexus there, and the Oracle's flying right over the MacSed. Oh, no. And Guardian Shield advantage for Jieshi as well. Can MacSed even win this fight?
I think he's got to just bait it out a little bit. Oh, he shoots his own Stalker, Maynard.
Oh, that's definitely a blunder.
Does get the sentry on the retreat, though. And he's up 4 probes. You know, MacSed's position's still not bad in this game. He'd built a bit of a lead for himself just through better probing, I think, and building his economy very quickly. So, you know what? 2 Oracles is all he lost versus a Stalker and 2 Sentries. So, he definitely did really good Blink Micro defensively, of course. It didn't show the Stalker that he killed of his own! Oh my god!
Stasis Ward from downtown.
Go. Dive.
Has exposed the third Nexus here. MacSed desperately needs to hit back.
I'd go for the natural. I would literally just dive the natural right now if I was him. I would YOLO that and just force a Stalker fight. I think he's being too cautious. He's going to try and take the Stalker versus Stalker fight. That is an okay way of doing it. He does get 1 Stalker. He's going to try and hunt them down right now. If he can catch those Stalkers, that would be pretty damn good. This is a nice momentum shift for MacSed.
Yeah, really brilliant move here from MacSed. We're swinging in and just trading without losing anything there, shaving into Jieshi's resources. And MacSed also taking a lovely worker lead. Even after the initial scrap over at his third base, he's recovered very, very beautifully. And keep in mind, Jieshi had the faster third Nexus, and now he's trying to catch up here.
Oh, that Stalkers and Sentry there do defend for now, but with 6 more gateways plus 2 attack on the way, more Stalkers making MacSed. I mean, it's a no-brainer to just go charge and swamp from here. Does he have charge finished already?
Charge is done, I believe, yes.
No, MacSed's forgotten charge, Maynard.
No, sorry.
MacSed's completely forgotten it. He has no idea that it's not making right now. If he doesn't start it right now, I think that's okay. Thank the Lord. Oh my Lord. When your 10 gates are, he's going up to about 13 gates, I think, 12 gates maybe. If you're going up to like 10, 12 gates and you don't have charge, like 3 gases, obviously you're going to warp in slow zealots and realize, as it is, his charge will be done with +2, and that's all that matters, because that's his attack timing.
All right, Stalkers of MacSed gunning down the rocks here. Just trying to open up another attack path. Makes it a little bit easier for him. Jieshi does have the immortal advantage in this battle. Sorry, I had to sneeze and mute myself. That's why I took an awkward pause there.
That was not really an awkward pause, Maynard. It's all right.
I had to sneeze again. Sorry, I'm allergic to Protoss, guys. Sorry.
Just too much on the screen, mate. You know, we're the men with guns, some buggy bugs, maybe some Baney booms.
That's right.
These are all just laser donkeys, some waddling immortal turtles. Mass Zealot's going to be coming in 4th base on the way for Jieshi, DT Shrine, +2 cannons. All great things to build, but honestly, stopping this army. Oh man, you are at half the army supply. I don't see what you can do. Down and upgrade, massively behind here. You'd want to have at least a few Archons. He doesn't have a single one.
All right, well, charge lots are coming on in there for MacSed. Big blink forward, maintains a lovely little concave. Target fires down one of the Immortals, pushing Jieshi back to the third base where there are cannons and shield batteries to overcharge, but he uses that opportunity to just rotate towards the natural, using part of his army with the Immortal and the Stalkers and a reinforcement of charge lots to keep Jieshi at bay while his Zealots rip and tear through the natural.
Nice play here by MacSed. I like the way he groups up. He says, sure, retreat to your third with the cannons and batteries. I'm not going to chase you there, dude. I'm tearing up your natural expand. Come out into the open and fight me, bro.
Yeah, really good zoning from MacSed, and just a good bit of damage there in the natural. Didn't do as much with his Zealots in the natural as I thought he would. It mainly got the shield battery there and then got a few probes, but Jieshi is still, you know, pushing poop uphill. I think it's the nice way to say it.
Indeed. Zealots in the natural are trying to hang
DT.
on there. Ooh, okay,
Observer.
yep. The Observer is overhead, man. No, this is it. This is it. I mean, Jieshi's hanging on and biding time, which is It's good to see. He doesn't just crumble under pressure. He really does hold his own from a disastrous position, but he was in that disastrous position. Furthermore, he didn't seem to realize it. Remember, he was just massing Stalkers with a handful of Zealots, didn't go for the Archon tech. He has a 4th base up right now, but he was way behind against MacSed there. That Stasis Trap, instrumental in that victory.
Indeed. MacSed looking more powerful than a phase cannon pig, which was the pre-alpha version of the photon cannon. The phase cannon could move, and also it could basically function as a warp prism. It had 2 different modes. It had like a warp prism mode where it could power things, which took 3 seconds to switch on over to, and it also had a regular cannon mode where it would become a stationary defense structure.
Prior testing demonstrated that when paired with Protoss units in offensives, due to its ability to relocate, it could be part of an unstoppable combination.
Yes, isn't that crazy? What a thought. We're going to take a short break, guys. When we return, more Chinese StarCraft. Don't go away. We'll see you then. G'day StarCraft fans and fellow historians, welcome back to the DreamHack Masters main event here for China. I am Maynard and with me is Pig. And Pig, I'm loving these games. The more and more of the games we see, I get more and more excited. I become more and more powerful. Not unlike the unit, the Purifier, which was cut pre-alpha from the Protoss, which was a unit that was actually, I'm going to quiz you on this, all right, what game it's from. But the Purifier was a Protoss unit that actually actively used the kill count. You know how every unit has a kill count and it has a rank and none of that matters?
Oh, heck yeah.
This unit got more powerful the more kills it got.
Ooh, very awesome.
Yeah. Guess which StarCraft game it was taken out of? I have a huge clue. It's unfinished.
Yeah, I'm like, there's not many to pick from, Maynard. I think you gave me
2, Maynard.
It's like
it's the other one. It's the one that didn't get finished.
StarCraft Spectre, right? It was the one about Tosh.
Exactly, StarCraft Spectre, Tosh's single-player third-person campaign. That's right, action campaign with Tosh in it. I remember that. Yeah.
Yep, definitely a real thing.
But no, it's from StarCraft Ghost. Isn't that crazy? This unit was apparently a enemy in StarCraft Ghost.
That's cool, man.
Also, apparently, there were infested Protoss units. The infester could infest Terran and Protoss structures and create infested Terrans as well as infested Protoss units.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome. I love it. I love it. The amount of stuff that we've missed out on that must have gone on in the development of these games.
Dude.
It's crazy.
Pig, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
There's no Wikipedia page on it, so it's very shrouded in mystery. But apparently a structure from the Zerg that was cut is called the Shrieker. This isn't a unit. This is a structure called Shrieker.
Yeah.
What do we think the Shrieker did? Let's come up with our best ideas while the game loads in.
Well, I mean, I think this basically was like an alarm bell. So what happens, right, is if you build one near a hatchery, when an enemy steps within a certain distance, the alarm bell automatically goes off. This Shrieker goes, ree, 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 ree. And then all the drones run over and they turn into militia drones. So they get like, I don't know, they pick up like pieces of pipe and broken glass and stuff, and then they like go and fight the intruders with extra damage.
All right. I'm gonna give you my prediction right after the player introductions. In the bottom right here, from Dragon Phoenix Gaming, coming down the series, this is Jieshi.
Well, he may be a beast, but this man is a veteran. A bit of a greedy opening in the last game, but he gets away with it. Let's see what he can do. In the top right, representing Invictus Gaming, it is MacSed. What was your prediction, Maney?
I reckon the Shrieker was basically the Shredder, but we put it on creep.
And it hurts their eardrums. It's and they're like, my ears.
Things go past, they're just like, their heads explode, like that kind of thing. Also, Pig, you probably know about this one because it's in the campaign, but you know the Terran unit, the Predator?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Isn't it wild? Isn't it wild that someone at Blizzard was like, yeah, the Terran just have a giant cat.
It's a robot cat that like electrocutes stuff. Yeah.
They have a giant puma.
It's just a giant lightning puma.
Yeah, it's a big lightning puma. The Terran have it now.
Just the greatest, man. I mean, we got men with guns, we got a siege tank, and also we got a big robot cat.
I just imagine like a boardroom, like with a really long table filled with like the biggest brains in the gaming universe. The last bastion of every single person that's ever been involved with any RTS in the history of RTSs. They were all there, making 6 figures a year with a giant whiteboard in front of them. And they're like, yeah, the mechanical cat, put it in. Oh, man.
They're like, the theme, the lore, it all fits perfectly.
I think it's the logical next step for the Terran army. It's the giant mechanical cat that explodes with shockwaves. It doesn't have an attack, by the way. Oh, no. It doesn't have claws. It doesn't bite anything. It just explodes, all right? Constantly, over and over again.
Hey, man, I played Rome Total War, and I've used burning pigs on people, all right? It's totally a thing.
Anyway, we're gonna start it opening here from Jieshi, and MacSed's expanding. I'm gonna get a tissue and dab I'm making myself cry laugh. Oh my god. Oh guys, I'm so funny. Oh my god. Like and subscribe. Oh.
Don't forget to like and subscribe,
Smash that bell,
for
guys.
more
Come on.
ESL_SC2 obscure StarCraft facts coming on the next episode of the DreamHack Masters Valencia, China region.
There's so many, man. There's like at least another half a dozen cut things that are really funny. Probe sees the sentries, confirms the expansion here.
We've got the Twilight versus Stargate kind of combo here. MacSed's playing Twilight, though. I said MacSed would not be wanting to hang out with Stalkers versus Oracles. Welcoming that situation this time. He's playing a very normie expand, very conservative, the Stalker Sentry version. Hallucinations going out, and only real question is, does Jieshi commit to the double Oracle? It's pretty standard too, but he's gone for a pretty quick Twilight Council, so he might skip the second Oracle. We'll just keep our eyes on that production tab. Hallucination sees it coming.
Yeah. Good bit of information there for MacSed, and gets a lovely scout of everything Jieshi related in the main base. Sees the Forged Twilight Council, knows that he's only going to be up against a one or two Oracles at best, and then has to worry about a ground pound army. So going, continuing along these paths, basically, going for Blink, heading towards Robo, seems smart for MacSed.
He's got the fake Stalkers in the middle line to scare off that Oracle. Cute maneuver by MacSed. Says, I watched it reverse Hawk. I was there.
He wasn't lost. If only he understood.
It was just halluc.
It was halluc. We're having a bit of a memory lane episode today, man.
Yeah, today is Nostalgia Thursday, mate.
This is when a series gets really long and they're like, I don't know, man, just have a clip show,
It's great though, because we've actually had quick series and games today, just a bit of technical downtime, but you know what, we are into a game now which is turning into a Blink war, and unlike the last game, no one's really ahead. Jieshi's got the faster upgrades, but quicker third Nexus for MacSed, and Jieshi goes straight 4 gates. Ooh, if Jieshi was going for a forward pylon, I would like his chances of cancelling that third.
Yeah, certainly would. Heavy to firepower there could happen for sure.
Might just be a safe opening for now, though, since he is opting for that third setup. Looks like he's poised to take it. Did you hear that?
I hear what? I'm so fascinated.
I just heard a noise. Maybe it's coming from something else. I thought it was coming from the stream.
I'm so fascinated now. What kind of sound?
My computer's just making weird phasing noises at me. It sounded like a StarCrafty sound and kind of noise. And I was like, is that the production press a button? Or I was like so confused. Thought it might have been one of those weird map sounds that occasionally plays and you never realize is there. But Oracle.
Ooh! All right, cuts him off and kills it. Nice. Stargate phase of the game is over. Time to take it to the ground.
If Jieshi was big brain, he'd make another Oracle right now, man. He'd sneak it out along the edge of the map, kill 20 probes. Gonna be a sneaky boy.
That's right. Big gate.
But two gas only for MacSed. So does he just hit a giant charge lot timing again?
I think so. He's using. I'm surprised he isn't getting like a couple immortals here, but I guess if you just have enough charge lots, it kind of negates the immortal a little bit. Like you don't really need it. You just push back the Blink Stalkers, and it. The whole idea is that they are just. They can't save themselves. They can blink once and then that's it. And the charge lots just get right up in their faces and rip them to shreds. And he's going to have a lot of gateways. He's making a ton of gateways.
Obviously, the +1 advantage is there for Jieshi, and Jieshi has a pretty well-timed charge. Jieshi starts +2, but it does feel like Jieshi losing the Oracle doesn't really know what's going on. That hallucination going out is crucial, and it will see the army coming.
Yeah, good bit of information for Jieshi there. Does he have enough units to hold on, though? He's still down quite a bit of supply. He's going to have to rely heavily on static defense here. Good force fields and that kind of thing. Picks off the observer of MacSed.
Oh, if you get the prism! Prism
snipe! If he gets the prism, this is pretty huge. Big blink forward from MacSed, though, to zone him back.
Good move by MacSed. Jieshi's cannon and battery is finishing up here. I think that's on the third, though. I don't know if the natural's that protected. Charge is here, and there's going to be lots more Zealot Warpins behind that. Fake Archons up front to tank the hallucination usage is being so clever here from MacSed.
Yeah, these Archons are actually been taking a ton of shots. Like a dozen shots from their Stalkers have been hitting these fake Archons.
Yeah, this is huge. Guardian Shield as well. It's a Halluc attack, mate. But it ain't a fluke, Maynard. This is going to do so well. He's splitting units in the natural. Jieshi has to come out into the open to fight him. MacSed's forcing him out here.
He is, once again, cutting Jieshi off from his natural and third. Immortal coming down the ramp, but into a flock of charge lots. And a lot of the charge lots of Jieshi are kind of stuck behind his own units there. They finally get into the fight now. Another warp into charge lots. Jieshi starting to stabilize in the natural a little bit. The battle between the natural and the third. Yeah, Jaishi's doing all right here. Reinforcements from MacSed, though. Carrying off those Stalkers at the third base. This is the expensive part of the army.
Yeah, does fall back into the batteries. They're out of juice, though. Immortal's coming forward. It looks like Jieshi's held this off, and actually that choke point in the natural bought just enough time. The Immortal's here now. Battery comes up here. Oh, good focus down on the Immortal, but is there enough Zealots behind to carry this through? MacSed, by getting overly aggressive, does lock himself in a corner.
Yeah, he has to commit to this now. Does his can the warp-ins from this warp prism from MacSed actually turn the tide of battle? It feels like, he gets the Immortal up there in the high ground. His Zealots are in the main. This is very annoying for Jieshi. He does not want to leave the natural open.
Yeah, they're focusing down a probe or two, gonna fight up there in the back of the main. Stalkers on the natural, but the new battery comes up, Maynard, and that does give an opportunity for an overcharge. Of course, MacSed realizes that and shuts it down before it gets going. That pylon on the right side just sitting there on red hit points, man.
Yeah, they had some warp-ins coming on off of it as well, so that would have been a lovely pick off there for MacSed, but, you know, 2020 hindsight vision, etc. His charge lots are starting to get out there in number. There's not any charge lots left over for Jieshi. He has a lot of Blink Stalkers, though, and not enough charge lots left for MacSed, I feel, to actually convincingly win the battle in the natural. It looks like MacSed's going to get deflected.
And +2's kicked in during this verse. No forge, no upgrades. MacSed going for the big all-in, and it does not pay off. The Stalker fight here, maybe a little over-aggressive for Jieshi, but as more Zealots and Stalkers rally in, this could be a game-winning fight.
GG. Jieshi gets the game, ties up the series 1 apiece. All right, well played. I was worried that was going to be a quick 2-0.
I believe it's Jieshi, not GG, Maynard. That is the reaction I was looking for. Thank you. The authentic laughter. You know, looking for that, the deep belly rumble, right?
Yeah, like, my co-caster is so funny. Yeah, the genuine banter. That's what you wanted.
Let's do it, man. Well, I like to see Jieshi fighting back there. There was a really good hold. His Oracle going down here. I thought he was dead, but he goes for a sentry immediately after that. Hallucination sees the army coming. Gets up cannons and batteries just in time, starts warping in Zealots, chronoing, and really great job of buying time here, splitting the units, and that choke point in the natural. He actually just did a good job of stalling those Zealots out. I do feel like maybe MacSed could have got more of a move on and committed a bit harder into the natural here with a few more units, right? Just a few more Stalkers split down there, and maybe he could have overwhelmed a bit harder, because you can see some Stalkers were kind of hitting the Nexus, and just the way Jieshi's kind of posturing, pulling into the open, running away, he bought a lot of time where MacSed's forces weren't able to bring their numbers to bear.
Yeah. This felt very, very, very close for both players, but you can see that once the Zealots in the main base here got dealt with, the natural stabilized there for Jieshi, even without his own charge lots. And then once he had his own, look at this one Zealot that gets into this battle at the very, very north side here. That thing tanks like 8 Stalker shots. And every Stalker at the backside there is completely fine. I mean, even on deep red hit points, they're all alive, they're all firing back. And that is the role of the Zealot in these gateway battles. It is such an incredibly useful tanking unit. It's why sometimes when a Protoss is in trouble and they're defending, they'll warp in like 1 or 2 Zealots in a really low econ situation to just desperately try and hold. Because if the opponent isn't target firing and just A-moving, they're going to automatically shoot the Zealot because it's closest. And the Stalkers at the back line will save, basically, half a dozen shots that it takes to kill the Zealot.
Yeah, man, it's kind of funny as well. There are those times where you see like 20 Stalkers all shoot that one Zealot, and ooh, the amount of overkill going into that is absolutely crazy. I do love the hallucination usage in this series, though. Let's see if the old man can carry it through. I am always on that MacSed hype train. I am always seeing if he can bring it out, but Jieshi showed us a fantastic game in that last one, and we're just warming up, mate.
Speaking of carry on, did you know that the carrier used to be called the Tempest?
Really? Oh,
and the
wow.
Tempests shot out little ships called Shuriken. and then someone kicked open the door of Dustin Browder and said, "That's just the carrier, man." And Dustin's like, "Oh yeah," and they just changed it to the carrier and changed the Shuriken to the interceptor.
That is amazing. Just shot out some little Shuriken discs. I love it, man. I love it.
The Shuriken does look cooler, It just looks like those like rotating blades, like what Xena used to use.
Heck yeah!
Yeah, like those round throwable blades, the ones that would boomerang back. Not boomerangs, obviously. As an Australian, we would never sully the name of the great boomerang as a weapon. Let's introduce these players. Let's cast some StarCraft, Pig, just for a change of pace. At the bottom right here, from Invictus Gaming, this is MacSed.
And in the top left side, wishing he had some shurikens fired out of some tempests to win this series, yes. It is Dragon Phoenix Gaming's Jieshi.
I think that if he had a phase cannon, he would have been completely fine.
Yeah. Well, a good hold in that last game by Jieshi. It's a small map. As we said, small map for this series in general, like small maps for this series. Jieshi scouting a lot late. No, he's over there as well. He's just not going for the pylon block. MacSed goes for a super early pylon block, and Jieshi still hasn't taken a second gas. Jieshi is like, no, I will expand no matter what, but an odd choice to not take the second gas. Now Jieshi takes the second gas. Ah, okay, so he was really hoping to get that Nexus up. MacSed blocking it, realizing that he likes to do this.
And good knowledge between the two players. They played each other quite a bit. There's yeah, just the one gate expand, both of them here on Curious Minds. Interesting, it's like the shortest rush distance map, right?
Yeah.
Both going for the one gate expand.
Well, he is going to completely deny that expansion, as MacSed. I'd like to see Jieshi answer with a pylon of his own. There we go, very nice. He's waited to the last possible second. 2 minutes 10 there to put that down, so it's kind of the most minimalistic block you can go for. And since the Cyber Core is down, I guess there's an argument behind not answering with your own block and saying, fine, take a Nexus. You spent so many minerals on my side of the map, it's cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it's an expensive block. Does he let it finish? He does. All right.
Wow.
It's going to delay the Nexus quite a bit. Does cost him 150 minerals, obviously.
Wants to put tech down, so he wants to get rid of the probe here. He says, I don't want you to see my tech, buddy. Nexus is down earlier for MacSed, but he spent so many minerals on this, and notice that Jieshi's probing up on one base. So he's planning to play a macro game, and I actually think with the Nexus being behind 15 seconds, doesn't matter if you're up 3 probes. So Jieshi's opening not bad, goes straight Twilight. MacSed goes for a second gateway, and he's gone for a sentry, so he's going to be hallucination scouting.
Indeed. Now Jieshi's pylon on the top right here, that looks like a proxy pylon.
Dark Templar.
Yeah, methinks. I think you might be onto something there, Piggy. That's yeah, Twilight Council about to finish up, and Dark Shrine I think's about to be slapped down there. He's got the gas for it, just waiting for the minerals.
I always feel weird doing it against someone who has a wall off like this, because if they see the blur, you don't get in there, right? It's very high risk. They can just wall it out or force field it, but does get a Zealot here. Battery now is up though, and wow, Jieshi pushes really hard, but unable to get the hallucination. So you got to fake blink here as Jieshi. Jieshi, got to make sure you make blink, otherwise MacSed might realize what's up, but he's trying to keep the pressure on. Maybe MacSed doesn't even realize because he's under so much pressure. And blink does start up underneath the hallucination just there as it goes past. So interesting. MacSed's got such a quick robo though. Maybe the aggression's scaring him into going for such a quick robo, and that could backfire.
Certainly could. And straight into Observer.
If it goes across the map though.
True. Yeah, it's not always about just having the right unit, like having an Oracle and Observer. It's like, where are they as well? Because the DT rolling up into your natural, the Observer across the map, worrying about, purifying some probes down. It's not at home.
The Stalker positioning is what worries me for Jieshi. Those Stalkers are in the wall and the DT can't get in there. It's a little awkward, and he definitely could react. But as we see, Adept's move out right now for MacSed, going into his own Twilight Council. +1 blink follow-up for Jieshi, and Jieshi's first 2 Dark Templar warping into the third base of MacSed. Observer is, of course, moving across the map. It's in the wrong position now. Does Jieshi, when he sees this natural, he sees only Stalkers there, so he might realize, but it's going to be realizing at the same time as the DT's already in his base, so it doesn't really matter. DT's waltzing right on in. He does look at his army right then. Ooh, but he doesn't see the blur. Yeah,
it was just a quick flick over to the army. Might have just been a hotkey rotation, and now DT's reached mineral lines. A nightmare scenario here for MacSed.
Got a recall. Oh, he doesn't have recall energy on the main Nexus. He can't recall the Observer, Maynard.
Oh, he's just going to have it now. He's got 50 energy now. No recall, though.
He's just going to wait for this Observer to pop. Some force fields are cute. They do keep some probes alive there. But 8 probes, a Stalker. That DT could even focus down some more. Finally, the Obs comes out. 9 probes, massive mining time, huge damage for Jieshi.
Yeah, very, very worth it for these DTs. And of course, they can become Archons later. The tech is tucked away in the corner where even if MacSed did find it, he would really not want to send anything out there just yet. He's not stabilized back at home, and he's going to be putting out the fires of losing 9 probes before the 6-minute mark in this mirror matchup. So yeah, down, was that 11 workers? Oof, not good.
Adepts are coming on forwards. Let's see if those can do some damage. MacSed hungry for it. Perhaps can shade into the main base. The Stalker's right there, though. And, I mean, Blink's done, so I don't really see this doing a lot of damage.
I think it's just a bit of desperation from MacSed. He's lost a lot of workers, and he's like, look, even if these Adepts are a little bit more expensive than I'd like to throw away right now, I desperately need to kill some probes.
And, yeah, it's important damage. I mean, it does close that worker gap. DT blocking the third base right now. Of course, he realizes third doesn't go down, moves the army over. DT not being monitored by Jieshi.
Going for the third Nexus here is MacSed. Sending out the hallucination to make sure that Jieshi isn't trying to go for anything that he doesn't know about. The top right is still alive, of course. And again, Archons could be a thing. As long as that's there.
Ooh, Jieshi with that faster third. If he holds that probe key down right up to like 55 workers, goes for a huge +2 Zealot Stalker Archon timing. I struggle to see MacSed holding it. MacSed, though, a man after my own heart, dude. He says, I'm behind. When behind, look for the big plays. And there's nothing bigger than a big old Disruptor shot Maynard. He's going to go Robo Bay. That's a great play here. On some maps, I'd be okay with Colossus, but I think your third's too wide open to play Colossus on this map.
Yeah. I mean, it's just... While Colossus does show up every now and then in this matchup, the Disruptor really is king of the tier 3 Robo army when it comes to PvP.
Charge Disruptor has such a good punch to it, right? It's like, it's not the nicest army to control, but it'll keep you alive, man, that's for sure. Zealots hit hard, they're cheap. And, okay. Oh, changes angle.
Couple sneaky Adepts into the natural. A little bit of a rethink there. Yeah, they're not going to last long. Probably no more probe kills.
Nah. But, you know, I like the attempts. He's still getting his first Disruptor out behind this, and yeah, I can imagine Jieshi going for a +2 timing. Now, one of the cool things, if we look at MacSed's third base, look at the architecture on that third, you're going to notice that there is, like, behind the mineral line for both players, there's, like, this pocket where you can pull into. You see, just where a Stalker Immortal is, they can pull south behind that gas. And they can actually get healed there from both batteries. There's limited surface area. He's even building a semi-wall with the gateways to accentuate this as a choke point. So that's where MacSed's thinking about falling back into, and he can use that and his natural wall combined. He's going double Robo Forge. MacSed is going full turtle mode. He's going to try and pull into his turtle shell and see if he can withstand this attack.
MacSed's very scary in late game PvP if he gets there. Jieshi looking to make an attack happen though. He's brought in some Archons for the DTs. Oh! Lots of charge lots. MacSed, oh no! Trying to disrupt these charge lots off of his army, but unfortunately just threatens his own units. And Jieshi coming down the throat with all of these units. Oh my god, he's ripping this defense apart at the third
There's
base.
just no damage. This was the crucial moment. Just a second Disruptor was rallying down. The gateways were finishing. MacSed was almost getting into a decent army, but remember, he was so far behind from those DTs, and Jieshi fighting back and eliminating the old dog. He says, make room